One might suggest that does the bad publicity ever truly end for Harry and Meghan? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. Let's have a wave today. You all right? Yes, thank you so much as ever for joining me. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Do you know, it's interesting, isn't it, with a lot of stories that we share with each other. I'm glad, as I say, so much that you enjoyed the story about the failed CEO of John Lewis. And of course, all your wonderful thoughts and memories about the lady that was the spearhead for that all-girl group way back, oh, goodness, quite a long time ago now. The Marvelettes and that mega hit, Please Mr. Postman. It is, as I often say here on the show, nice to remember people that have brought us so much happiness over the years. And when you hear those songs on the radio, your foot taps. It puts you in a better mood. It does, doesn't it? Absolutely. Now, as you know, something that could be doing with putting Meghan and Harry in a better mood is some positive PR. September, it has to be said, was a diabolical month for them, even though, of course, it was all about Invictus and Meghan marching forward and all of that sort of stuff. It didn't necessarily work out to be their most profitable, shall we say, in terms of public relations. Now, as we all know, Meghan has a new marketing team behind her. Well, they're not really marketing or PR, the management team. And really all they care about is making sure that Meghan is at the forefront of celebrity, of media, because it gets people talking. But of course, she is her own woman and wants to be sure that it's the right thing, literally in her mind. But it doesn't help time and time again when you get negativity pouring out of every single circle. You see, as I've told you before, the bigger problem now for Meghan and Harry is the people that they've left behind, the people that feel hurt, abused, and of course used. Take Spotify. They lost a shed load of money, shed load of investors, and then on top of all of that, listeners too. And as we've seen, various people have now spoken out at great length about exactly just how they feel about the short tenure and the difficulties that they had trying to persuade Meghan and Harry to make said podcasts, even though they were paid millions of pounds. Now, recently, of course, one executive said perhaps Meghan's podcast simply didn't make people happy. Bit of an understatement. But now the company is looking at making its own documentary about the making of the documentaries of how Harry and Meghan got signed. I kid you not, and as ever, we have to say allegedly. They are farming out this idea and looking at options as to how this could be portrayed. They believe, of course, that this is in the public interest. I think what's interesting here is they realise they could make some money. People would, of course, tune in and want to know some more salacious and juicy details. You can't blame them. They've shed out a lot of money and they don't know how to get it back. People aren't rushing back and signing up in this cost of living crisis. And as it always happens, and I've said this before many times here on the show, the world of show business is brutal. Love you when you're up, loathe you when you're down. And what Harry and Meghan are finding is, even though they may have deep pockets to try and legally take on and silence these people, these are ginormous companies with very deep pockets indeed, with an axe to grind and possibly a story to tell. We've already had the ex-executive chief, whatever you want to call him, calling them grifters and couldn't wait to tell his side of the story. Allegedly, it could be sooner rather than later. It is a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.